So when I first met Landon, we met last February through a mutual friend, and she wanted me to come over and meet these boys that she was kind of liking. So I was just coming over to scope out the boys that she liked. And I showed up, and there was this boy, and he had hair down to his shoulders, and I didn't really have any interest, to be honest, in any of them that were there. So it was totally safe zone, you know. I was just gonna help her and motivate her to continue to pursue him. And so we actually became really good friends with these boys. And it was Landon, obviously, and his best friend Peyton, and then my friend Esther. And so we all started doing dinner dates all for like the next couple months. And we just would get together and we'd make dinner at my house, we'd make dinner at their house, and we'd all take turns cooking. And so that went on for months, and you know, no one was pursuing anyone. My friend Esther wasn't really pursuing him. No one else was going for each other. So when April came around, I knew that Landon would be taken off to Hanksville, and I'd been, you know, texting him, just trying to like get him to ask me out or something. And he wasn't really taking the bait or anything. So he knew I loved country music, and he knew that I liked to go up in the mountains and drive around in the hills and stuff in trucks and listen to country music. And so about the end of April, he decided he wanted to take his brand new truck up in the mountains and the hills. And so he texted me and just said, hey, if I bought a new truck, would you go up in the hills with me? And I was like, well, you don't need a new truck to get me to do that. Like, just ask me. So he came and picked me up, and I luckily had made this awesome truck playlist. And we had just headed up to the hills, and as we were going around doing our thing, I was just looking for any opportunity for him to like make a move. He drives me up on all these awesome hills where it would have been awesome for him to just kiss me or anything. And he'd pull up, and he even teased one time. He's like, I brought you up here so we could go park. And I was like, all right. And then he just drove right back down the hill. So I was like, what the heck? So we drove all over these hills, and then it was probably like midnight, and I had to work the next morning. So he kept saying, do you want to go home? Is it time? And I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm not even tired, which I really wasn't. I mean, I was just having fun. So we kept driving around, and we ended up over by Utah State University, and I was just making casual conversation, and I said, are you a true Aggie? And he turned the music down because he wasn't really quite sure what I said, and I was like, are you a true Aggie? And he's like, no, but are you offering? And I was like, well, I mean, I am a true Aggie, so technically I could make you one. And he's like, let's go. So we headed over towards Utah State, and we got up on the A where you have to become a true Aggie. You have to kiss on top of this A. And so we climbed up there, and we ended up just kissing. And the best part is these random people walked by as we were kissing on top of this A, and they just randomly said, hey, can we take a picture? And we didn't know if they wanted to take a picture of us kissing on the A or what. So we were just like, this is awkward. So we're like, sure. So anyway, so they interrupt that kiss. It was an awesome kiss. We were mad because we were like, why did they just do that to us? So we take their picture, whatever. It was dumb. So then Landon, he's going into aviation mechanics up there at Utah State. So he says, do you want to go check out the hangar that I go to school at? So we head over to the hangar, and it happened to be unlocked. I hope this doesn't ever get to his professors, but we actually went inside the hangar, and there were some airplanes in there, and we climbed up in these airplanes, and we actually ended up having a much better kiss in the cockpit of an airplane. So it's fine that we got interrupted the first time, because the second one was even better. Anyway, so we continued to date throughout the summer. Landon moves back to Hanksville, and I stayed up in Logan because I had to work up there. But that didn't stop us from dating, because we both were pretty into each other at this point. And so Landon would drive back up to Logan every weekend to come hang out, and we'd go hang out with my family, we'd go with my friends, we'd just go mountain biking, we'd do all kinds of fun things. And the whole summer was just full of adventure. So then Landon moved back in August, and we really started to date seriously. And just with all the things that Landon does, I mean, he's service oriented, he's genuine, he's one of the most caring people that I've ever met. And so as we hung out, and the more we did things together, the more I really started to fall in love with him. And I love him. He's I mean, there's really no other way to explain it. It's just that I loved him, and I knew it, and I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him.
First time I saw her, she was just obviously very pretty, and I was very impressed with that. But I pretty much immediately put up a block. It's like, this girl is completely out of my league. Like, she's, I don't know, kind of too good to be true kind of deal. So I never never really considered that as an option. I feel like she always talked about guys she was dating all the time and all sorts of stories, guys asking her out. And so I kind of, in the beginning, I kind of took it upon myself to be everything that all those other guys weren't. I didn't let her win things. I didn't, you know, she had to earn it, kind of. So yeah, like that's kind of how it started. So this whole progression of the relationship, I mean, we did the dinners and everything, and I obviously was into her, but I couldn't let her know that. Definitely flirted, but in like a middle school boyish kind of way. I kind of realized I was being dumb, and that I ignored every sign that she was throwing at me. At this point, she was still out of my league. I mean, I didn't think I stood a chance, but that's when she brought up asked me if I was a true Aggie or not. And it was at that point that it clicked in my head. I was like, I turned down the music because I was like, hold on, what? So basically, I just realized that she was making a move. It was awesome. I mean, we kissed and we kept kissing, and it was great. Yeah, and from there, I was 2 weeks before I left for Hanksville again to go work, and I kind of just committed right then and there that I was going to make it work. It's a good thing I bought a new truck because I ended up being a 10,000-mile summer, and it was worth every mile. I'd do it again in a heartbeat because I knew I loved her from pretty early on, but I didn't tell her till I proposed, but that's because I wanted her to know I meant it. So.